Town, Petco Park, a new beginning, let's go. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Baby said she wanna go to the game. Taught her how to say Padre gang. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Mitchell and Ness with the old school name. All of the homies holler Padre gang. Yeah, that.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Padres Giants Talking for July 10th, I think is the date, 2022. I'm Ben Fadden, your host. The Padres trying to take 3 out of 4 against the Giants. It starts off at 110. Mackenzie Gore on the mound against Alex Wood. I see some people are already in the chat. What's up, Michael? What's up, Long Ball? Jaime, what's up? The good news for the Padres going into today's game is they have a pretty good bullpen situation, and they have the favorable pitching matchup. In terms of the bullpen, yeah, Tim Hill and Luis Garcia throw yesterday after Yu Darvish pitched amazing. So as of now, it's Chris Matt and Rogers, and I would think Dinelson Lamet would be ready to go to pitch today. I just saw him throwing on the field. Got to meet Musgrove, Nola, Mazzara, so that was cool. But with Alex Wood, in terms of the starting pitching matchups, Alex Wood, I think he allowed 3 runs his last time out, and then 1 run Gore has allowed 1 run in his last 2 starts combined. Remember, he faced Colorado, had those 2 clunkers. For some reason, he just doesn't pitch well against Colorado. But then, the start against the Phillies, he got into a little bit of trouble in that 3rd inning, but then he got Bryce Harper to pop up to 3rd. And then his outing last weekend at Dodger Stadium, it was literally a week ago from today, last Sunday. After Darvish sucked in that 1st inning on Saturday, Gore came out and he gave up, 1 run? I don't think he gave up any runs. But he gave 1 run in Philly, against Philly. I think he gave up no runs at all, like 5 2/3 innings or something. Last time out, pitched really well, and that set up the Padres, giving them a chance to win. Remember, they were down in the 9th inning, and then they came back. Crony started off nailing one off Kimbrel's back, and then Voit had the double off the wall. Should have been a triple, but that put Crony on 3rd, I believe. And then Hosmer tied the game up with the single to right. And then Kim, obviously, with the home run to add on to that. That was huge. That was huge to get that win, because then the Padres at the time, they were only 3.5 back instead of 5.5. And right now they're 7 games back of the Dodgers. So let's say that they lost Sunday, they would have been, 9 games back? Like, that's spelling trouble right there. But, fast forward to today, you're just looking for Gore to continue pitching well against teams not named the Colorado Rockies. I mean, you want him to pitch well against the Rockies, but if the Rockies are the only team he's not going to pitch well against this year, I'll sign up for that in a minute. And they have like I mentioned, they have that advantage today. And the Padres lineup, it's not ideal today. I mean, you got a Zokar hitting 6th, Grisham, Manny, Cronenworth, Alfaro, Hosmer, a Zokar, Rooker's back in there in left. He's batting 7th, and then Abrams is at short. So no Ha-Sung Kim. He's still dealing with that thumb issue. I think that's why he was taken out of the game yesterday, before it ended. And then Matthew Batten is playing 3rd base, and he's batting 9th because Manny's DHing. And so no Voit in the lineup, which I thought they kind of should have done yesterday. Like, Voit and Hosmer, they have reverse splits so far this year against lefties and against righties. So Hosmer, he's hitting better against lefties this year than Voit is hitting against righties this year. Against lefties this year. So when lefties are on the mound, you're probably going to want to put Hosmer in the lineup over Voit if you have the choice. Usually they have both of them in the lineup, and Voigt's DHing with Hosmer at first. But so it's kind of interesting that they had Hosmer have the off day yesterday, even though it was a lefty on the mound in Rodon, and they had Voit hit against a lefty when he's facing righties better than he is lefties this year. But today, they have Hosmer back in there against a lefty. So they're doing it right today. If you're going to give one of them a day off, you're giving Hosmer the day off today, or excuse me, Voigt the day off today, and having Hosmer hit. But the rest of the lineup, I mean, it's definitely not ideal. I mean, Profar's back in the clubhouse, according to Andy Heilbrunn. He's doing well, so that's good news. But you're not going to have him for probably at least a week, right? 7 days. And I'm not worried about how long Profar is going to be out. Like, all I care about is he and his health. So as long as he comes back and he's good, he's not rushing back. That's not what you want to do after a concussion and a neck strain and having to be carted off the field. Please don't come back early, Jurickson. We want you to be healthy. So don't, get me wrong with that. But being without Profar, now you're having Brent Rooker play every day. Or not even Brent Rooker. Like, I'm not worried about Brent Rooker. I thought he was okay yesterday. He made a really good throw. Nola just didn't catch the ball, let it go right past him. It's like, dude, you're supposed to catch a ball that's coming to you. That should have been an out. Padres would have lost anyway because they scored one run. And that one run was on a Brandon Belt error. Like, the offense needs to get better. I feel like I'm saying that every, other game, or every game that they lose, definitely is what I'm saying that. The one error they scored, Brandon Belt with the error, and then they had 22 straight batters retired. And that 23rd batter was, I believe, on a Luke Voigt walk. Crony got rung up on the strike 3 call in the 9th. That should not have been a strike. I'm sorry, that's not. Eric Karros made a stupid comment thinking that Carlos Rodon had earned that 3rd strike call yesterday. I don't know what the heck that means. Like, he's pitching well. That doesn't mean he earns a strike. Makes no sense at all. It's a pitch outside the strike zone. Like, the strike zone shouldn't. That's why we need robot umpires. Like, the strike zone's not supposed to be objective or anything. Like, it's either a strike or it's not a strike. That doesn't make sense at all. How pitchers can earn strikes. But Rodon was still good, and the offense needs to find a way. Even when a guy's pitching that good, they literally kept throwing pitches up in Rodon did. He kept throwing pitches up in the strike zone, or high in the strike zone, and Padres batters kept swinging at that fastball up when they knew he was going to continue throwing it. I know that the music just got really loud. Now it's quiet. I know that Rodon and that fastball up can be enticing, and I know that sometimes that pitch up in the zone is actually a strike, so you kind of have to swing at it. But there are a ton of pitches where it's not a strike, and they kept swinging at it. And then it makes it easier for him because they have their sets high, or their sights are high because they know that fastball is coming so frequently that he can just throw sliders down and away. I think it was to Alfaro last night. He can just do that for an easy strikeout, And Michael, it's a good point here. Padres batters showed no discipline yesterday. That's kind of my point. And so hopefully they can show more discipline against Alex Wood. Alex Wood, I mean, if I'm standing in the box off Alex Wood, like, I am looking for pitches outside. And probably pitches low and away. Like, just his windup, like, I think it's hard for him, especially against righties, for him to just go pound the inside part of the plate. So that's what I would look at, is for him, those pitches outside, low and away. I think he has a really good curveball. So that's what I would look for if I was a Padres hitter today. And for Mackenzie Gore, I mean, just throw strikes, kind of like Blake Snell. Don't get in your head. Pound the strike zone. Get that really, really quick first inning, and then you go from there. So the Padres definitely think they have the advantage. Lineup-wise, I mean, the Giants lineup, we think the Padres lineup doesn't have power. I mean, the Giants lineup, Wilmer Flores got Luis Garcia yesterday, but, I mean, he's their 3-hitter. Wilmer Flores. On a contending team, he's probably like their 7th hitter, Like, I'm not saying the Giants aren't contending, but they don't have power. Brandon Belt is like their big power guy, right? Yaz, he's hitting like 8th now. He was pinch hitting yesterday. He's not the same guy he was last year. So the Padres lineup, power-wise, they still have more guys that can hurt you and that the opposing pitcher should be scared of than the Giants, compared to the Giants. And it's rare. Like, the Rockies lineup, which is who's they're going to face tomorrow, is C.J. Cron and Charlie Blackmon and Jonathan Daza. It's pretty much guys that feel like totally torment the Padres offense or Padres pitching staff every time that they play against them. They have to face them tomorrow. I'd be worried more about the Rockies lineup more than I would be worried about the Giants lineup. So that's the good news. And then, like I said earlier, I think it's going to be Rogers, Chris Matt, and Lamet. Hopefully we see Lamet today. And if Gord can give a solid 6 innings, I think that sets 7, 8, 9, assuming the Padres have a lead, that sets up the Padres pretty well. As for my Padre pick for today, I'm going to go with Jorge Alfaro. He's catching today, batting fourth, so near the top of the order. He's going to get a lot of opportunities, more at-bats than obviously the bottom of the lineup. Didn't want to ride Manny a whole lot. Didn't look great yesterday. I know the shade and the sun kind of in the middle of the path between the pitcher and the batter. That was kind of tough, but I didn't want to ride Manny or Crony left on left there. I'm going to go with Alfaro, a right on left. Yesterday I went with Manny. He went 0 for 4, so I was not right about that. But that is my Padre pick. Longball says, I feel Snell will be the best pitcher that started for us in this series. I mean, I guess. I disagree because Joe Musgrove, you got to remember Joe Musgrove pitched in this series. I don't know if you watched Thursday's game. I know that Rogers choked it in the ninth. Padres won that game. But Musgrove gave up 1 hit on Thursday. So I disagree with that. Snell pitched really well, but Musgrove was great the entire outing. So I'd go with Musgrove. That doesn't mean that Snell didn't pitch great, and he did. He had that, what was it, the 3rd inning or the 4th inning? He got out of it, but that made me a little worried. Allowed a few base runners, but both guys pitched really well. So I agree with Snell, yeah, in terms of him pitching well, but I'd go with Musgrove. Michael says, I hope Rooker gets a hit today. I hope so as well. He has not gotten a hit yet with the Padres. I believe he went 0 for yesterday. And yesterday was his Padre debut. He had not gotten an at-bat yet with the Padres. Because the previous 2 times that he was called up, he didn't play. They didn't give him an at-bat. It's kind of like Campusano, where he was called up earlier this year, I think during that Cincinnati-Cleveland road trip, and he had like 12 at-bats or something like that. It's like, give this guy more of a chance, you know? Same thing with Rooker. Especially, like, I'd rather have Rooker playing than Azócar. Especially, well, I won't go that far. Like, I'd rather have Rooker batting higher in the lineup than Azócar, which is not what's happening today. They have Azócar hitting 6th in front of Rooker. Don't really understand that. Rooker's more of a power threat than Azócar. That's what they're deciding to do. No Voit, no Marmazar. I wish they would continue to play. I wish they'd play him on a consistent basis. They keep not wanting to start him against lefties. Like, he can hit lefties, but they keep not doing that. So I don't really understand that. But that's pretty much what we got today. 110's the first pitch. Alex Wood on the mound for the Giants, and then Mackenzie Gore on the mound for the Padres. My post-game reaction, as always, serious reaction when I get home. And that's that. All right, have a good one, everyone. I'm probably going to go get some Gaglione Bros at one of these stands. Enjoy the game, and I'll see you later. Go Padres.